Thank you. That's tourism is a vibrant and dynamic sector, plays a pivotal role in Ireland's economy. It is the lifeblood of many rural communities, providing employment and economic activity where other industries may be absent. However, recent changes in government policy and global events have put this vital industry under unprecedented strain. From 2011 to 2018, and again from 2020 to 2023, the hospitality and tourism sector enjoyed a reduced 9% VAT rate. This reduction aimed to lower consumer prices, stimulate demand and boost employment in the sector. However, in September 2023, the government restored this rate to 13.5%. This decision, widely regarded as ill-judged and ill-advised, has had a significant impact on the sector, particularly food-related businesses, which have seen closures more than double in the first 3 months of the year. According to the Restaurants Association of Ireland, whom we met yesterday afternoon here in Leinster House, there has been a total of 212 closures for the first 3 months of the year. This has far-reaching consequences. The impact of every restaurant closing causes the loss of 22 direct employees on average, and approximately 13 indirect jobs. As a result of direct job losses, the Exchequer would lose out on €115,310 in payroll taxes. There will be a loss of annual VAT receipts of €105,000 to the state, loss of commercial rates receipts of €11,874 for local authorities, water charges receipts of €4,583 on average would be lost. If the workers laid off have to go on social welfare payments on an annual cost, would work out at around €440,000. There would also be considerable financial losses suffered by the services and input provided to the restaurants by numerous different businesses across the economy. The closure of one restaurant could cost the state up to €1.36 million, Minister, in total economic impact on one full year. That's according to the Restaurants Association, a recent report by Jim Power. In a survey completed by 212 members of the Restaurants Association, surveyed said if the VAT rate is not returned immediately to 9%, they do not expect to be open this time next year. One businessman in Bandon, West Cork, sent me this last night. He says, Michael, I combined 3 hospitality businesses for ease of figures. VAT increase year on year 2023 to 2024 is going to cost them $220,000. Year on year increase cost of doing business for 3 of these businesses $500,000. This includes VAT, increased wages for cost of living increases, sick pay, continued high energy costs, insurance and others. And remember, the insurance reform that was promised hasn't been delivered. I could go on, but now I know you have heard it all before. This is one businessman in the Bandon area. Minister McGrath met with the VAT 9% group who were initially set up in West Cork. They are a collective of small food-led businesses owners who originate in West Cork. Their group has since expanded into a national movement as they all face similar challenges. Their group, known as the VAT 9, was formed out of sheer frustration and the stark reality that their industry is collapsing right before their eyes. The support offered by the government demonstrates a profound misunderstanding of what will truly make a difference. They are passionate about what they do and the impact their small food-led businesses have on Irish life. They have all chosen the food-led hospitality industry not for its potential for wealth, but rather because they are genuinely passionate about it. They cherish the sense of community and take pride in showcasing the abundant, wonderful ingredients that their country offers. They appreciate the significant contribution they make to Ireland's tourism sector. They want overseas tourists to love this country as much as they do, and they take great pride in it. They want to convey to the Minister that operating a small business food-led hospitality business in Ireland has become unsustainable. It is no longer profitable. Despite being busier than ever, it has become impossible for them to turn a profit. All of them who met with the Minister owned a successful business during the 9% VAT rate period. By successful, they mean sustainable business that have been able to stay afloat for many years while providing jobs, especially for young people. In the current climate, operating a small-scale food-led hospitality business is an uphill battle and completely unattainable at a business prospect. Most of them are hanging on week by week, barely making ends meet. The cost of doing business has skyrocketed over the past year due to factors such as food costs, inflation, crippling energy rates and insurance bill hikes. VAT increases to 13%. Employers' PRSI, statutory sick pay, minimum wage increase and pension auto-enrolment. While they acknowledge the importance of some of these factors, like the minimum wage, there must be a balance and support. They cannot keep increasing their prices indefinitely or absorb the cost increases. These factors render small margin businesses already just about getting by unviable. Many have already closed, and more will follow. They risk being left with soulless chain shops with not a cent staying in local communities. No one to take on students or support local clubs and teams. They have a VAT 9% group have asked the Minister and the Government to lower the VAT rate to 9% immediately. It is the only viable support to give these small businesses a fighting chance. They have examined all the options available and believe that lowering the VAT rate is the only viable support to give these businesses a fighting chance. It will cost the Exchequer a little, but nothing in comparison to the cost of hundreds of cafes and restaurants closing, resulting in lost tax revenues, PRSI, VAT, rates. The average closure of restaurants costs the state, and again I say the economy, up to 1.36 million, and a result in the loss of 22 direct jobs. The hospitality sector is broad, encompassing businesses like hotels, bars, pubs, canteens, hairdressers, barbers, catering operators, hostels, bed and breakfast, caravan parks, self-catering accommodation and guest houses. Before the COVID-19 pandemic in 2019, hospitality and tourism, one of Ireland's largest indigenous sectors, generated over 9 billion for the economy and employed an estimated 284,800 workers across 46,000 tourism-related businesses. However, the COVID-19 pandemic and enforced lockdowns have severely impacted the entire sector of Q3 2022. The latest data show a total of 246,000 people employed in the tourism sector and 17,000 in the hospitality and food services sector. Most hospitality and tourism employment is based in Dublin, with over 125,000 workers, followed by the South West 63,000 and the Mid East 48,000 and South East 42,000. The hospitality and tourism sector significantly contributes to the state's finances, both directly through employment and indirectly through income tax and VAT. Excluding Denmark, Ireland's VAT rate of 13.5% for tourism and hospitality sector is the highest in Europe. The government's relying on the accommodation sector to provide temporary accommodation for Ukrainian refugees and asylum seekers has significantly reduced the availability of tourist accommodation and increased prices. This accommodation shortage, particularly outside Dublin, directly affects other tourism-related activity providers and resulted in an expected €1 billion loss in revenue last year, with 75% of Irish tourism economy made up of international visitors. The government imposed cap on passengers at Dublin Airport is hugely problematic, and the DEA's control over Cork Airport impacting the sector's tourism is Ireland's largest indigenous industry and biggest rural and regional employer, but a lack of government support is leaving the sector at a vulnerable juncture. The tourism and hospitality sector are grappling with a multifaceted demand scenario marked by capacity constraints, substantial cost pressures and exceptionally high costs of doing business, financial strains on consumers, skills shortages and an uncertain future for key tourism markets, all which pose immediate challenges and significant risks to the sector's long-term sustainability. The government must promptly reduce the VAT rate for the entire tourism and hospitality sector to 9%, considering the imminent summer tourism season and the sector's financial strains in the context of Budget 2025. The VAT rate should be permanently established at 9% from tonight. Furthermore, the government should consider varying VAT rates in the country in the hospitality and tourism sector to promote regional balance, including the introduction of a new radical reduced 5% VAT rate for areas outside Dublin. This would create a distinction between the VAT applied in rural areas and the capital, ensuring that rural areas are subject to a VAT rate no greater than 5%. As part of a broader review, the government should investigate whether the VAT rates applied to the sector can be differentiated, with distinct rates for hospitality and accommodation compared to pubs and restaurants over the medium term. Finally, the government should publish the long overdue national policy on tourism, which must address the numerous growth challenges ranging from the state's use of hotels to VAT rate to the airport passenger cap, and align with the industry's ambitions for the sector. In conclusion, the importance of tourism to Ireland, and especially rural Ireland, cannot be overstated. It is a lifeline for many communities, providing employment and economic activity, it is crucial that the Government recognises this and takes the necessary steps to support and sustain the vital industry. No doubt the Government will argue that reducing the 9% VAT rate for the tourism hospitality sector will cost the Exchequer 789 million. A full year, however, it can equally argue that not reducing the VAT rate could lead to the closure of 100 of SME job losses, reduce Exchequer returns and a significant impact on rural and regional economy. And I'd like to thank all that put together this motion in the Rural Independent Group. It's an excellent motion, Minister, and tonight you cannot be sending out sound bites like you did before the election. You have to reduce the rate from 13.5% to 9%. Thank you.